back of Moreno's vehicle.
It's all right.
You guys are telling me a lot of this is true to form from the accounts. To know people like this were... Welcome back for the final episode of Generation Kill. Quick recap, last episode, they pet a burning dog and got out of a scary ambush with no casualties. They can't seem to hold a checkpoint without killing a civilian. I know it's not that simple, but it's what happened. And now they're on the move, I think, further into Baghdad, into the final episode. So let's get into this. Before we begin, I do want to remind you that you can vote on what I watch, see full-length reactions, and get early YouTube edits on my Patreon through the link in the description. If not, just make sure you subscribe or leave a thumbs up on this video if you do enjoy it. Really helps my channel reach a wider audience, and I greatly appreciate it. But now...
Enraged 3-1, we're checking in with you. Enraged 3-1, we're ready to copy. Do you have a visual on our pause?
It should be noted that I'm watching this on Memorial Day, May 30th, 2022. Thank you to all the soldiers and servicemen that have fell defending our country.
Mount up! We're on the road, boys!
Wrote USA with my piss.
The USA is pissing on them. Not the Marines, I meant, Iraq.
Team leader's been fired. Over.
Who was the team leader?
Can't raise Cocker?
Show us your kids!
Is that reporter still with them? Shit, he may be a good luck charm. And shout out to him for being in the middle of all this.
Gunny, we've been digging holes every night.
Combat's over, Rube. Besides, you can't dig through concrete.
Just like Band of Brothers in the Pacific, the last episode, it looks like the combat it's over with.
What's going on?
He ain't team leader no more because of that EPW takedown. Going with Captain America was trying to get us to help bayonet the Haji.
Oh, that guy. I wish I didn't shake your hand or I could take it back. Yeah.
Why is the captain still commanding the platoon?
They relieved him. About 20 minutes. Seems like officers don't like to suspend other officers.
I request mask.
Why should they get treated as war criminals and the guy that actually did it gets put back in his same posting after 20 minutes of being relieved?
They're suspended, and you're not.
Beyond my control. They said that we would be held accountable to facts, not in hindsight, but as they appeared to us at the time.
It's all about having each other's backs, man. What the fuck?
Those are Navy SEAL snipers set up on the top floor, dropping a bad guy every 5 or 10 minutes. Compared to where we've been, I think it's pretty safe here.
Compared to where we've been, it's pretty safe here. Oh my god!
Motherfuckers from 1-5 are lighting up the street like it's cool.
Oh shit, a Pavlo? No, I think that was a cargo ship shot at with a missile. That must be crazy to see. They're just like in wonderment, not in fucking fear for the guy, because they're in fear the whole time they're there. So how's this any different? Dude, you're fucking crazy just walking out along like that on your own. Man, someone can't break through that gate and just start lighting them all up? The gate that he was at?
Got a letter from my wife here. They gave from the lawyer.
Damn, dog.
My wife says she's gonna join the Marines. She already signed the papers.
When I saw the bag of letters being dropped, I thought, damn, this is gonna be good for the guys, but it could definitely do the opposite.
Get down! You can only hear that clearly when it's directly in front of the rifle barrel. That zip means it's passing a few meters from our ears.
That is good to know. I mean, I might not need to apply it to my actual life, but you never know. That's how I'd be running. Serpentine.
What the fuck was that?
Serpentine, Shell. Serpentine.
1st Battalion, 4th Marines have occupied this structure.
Yeah, fuck that.
They're climbing. They were really up there too. Okay. I mean, you gotta respect it, man. Look at them. They're jumping rooftops and shit. It's a good place to be safe up there high in the building.
Shit, man.
Fuck it. Captain America made me a war criminal anyway, huh?
Damn right.
We didn't really get too much of these side characters, and now we're getting a huge focus of an episode on them.
The men are all sitting around talking shit, and the women are all working. Bro, if we fight the women instead of the men, we get our asses kicked.
If we fought the women instead of the men, we'd get our asses kicked.
We got a light one here.
He liked you, bro. Unexploded munitions, lack of electricity, no running water.
Oh yeah, this was literally their mission. I forgot. They were supposed to go out and do all this.
Is that all?
We're Oscar Mike.
That was cool.
It was was cool. One of the standout scenes. It was great. Everyone was in good spirits.
We don't go out at night. It's too dangerous. Shias would be doing our dirty work for us. We're ability to the north of the city in a complex.
The neighborhood we were at today, it needed
That's not our mission.
I get that they really can't help everyone get back on their feet and give them jobs and shit like that, but they're Marines. They can at least offer some protection, and that's the one thing they're not letting them do.
They require only 2 items, fresh water and statues of George Bush. They plan to erect up and down the street as soon as the Americans help them pump out the sewage.
What? Jesus, man. Imagine being a war medic out there. Kids just with these terrible injuries, just victims in this shit. You can't not help them.
They say they have headaches, they cannot sleep.
I'm not gonna give them anything for cutting in front of the kids.
انتظروا دوركم. أولاً النسوان وال
Get the fuck out of here. Go.
Fucking madhouse. He can't possibly do it alone. Look, everyone in that city's hurt in some way.
Where did Mr. Hussein go? He wasn't
He
with us.
disappeared. He was a Ba'athist agent, spying on you.
What?
Looks like they're in a place with at least running water and lights and not shooting constantly. They left those people to their fate, basically.
He welcomes the Americans, as long as they don't expose the Iraqi people to any corrupting influences.
Like Christianity?
We finally bring it to them and nobody fucking wants it.
They say they are broadcasting that it is against Islam to help the Americans.
Yeah, we invaded their country. You'd think they'd at least be grateful.
It's against Islam to help the Americans?
Use night optics and set up an OP on the park. You move in and sweep it for signs of hostile forces.
Finally gave us a night recon.
You're really desperate, Brad.
I think they were all... You're really desperate, Brad. They said that the combat was over, but they meant for them, not for, like, the combat in general.
I'm gonna have my men remain in a defensive position until dawn, when we'll move on the park.
Negative.
Having assessed the situation from close observation, I'm gonna keep my men in a...
Damn, he's not taking their shit anymore.
I say again.
They want me to be more aggressive. Send the men into this, so I can come home with 21 men instead of 22? For what?
Thank God for people like him. Thank God for people like him. He's taking a lot of their shit, and in the end, he does usually roll over. But it's tearing them apart.
I used my discretion as the CO.
Questioning my orders ever since our reef.
No, they've executed your orders on every occasion except those few in which...
Dismissed.
All you need is a certain amount of people placed in certain places, even if everyone else is not thinking that way, and all hell will break loose.
What's the sergeant doing?
Trying to blow itself up.
Like hit the bomb once, then go off.
Come on, Brad.
Like the main wetting his balls off. The music is getting...
Damn, so bomb disposal, that's part of their job now, too? Shit!
I love when bombs go off. Love that shit.
It's these background voices. It's like The Wire. You just hear people saying the craziest shit, and it's so funny.
Get out of there, Brad. Sir, we have another Mark 82. Sir, I strongly request
I will not let you blow yourself up.
Up and out, Sergeant.
Get out of the hole.
He doesn't want someone else trying to remove this thing or blow it up and killing themselves, especially kids, when he feels like he just defused one or discharged one safely minutes prior.
Back home on the news, I bet you they talking about what heroes we all are now.
What?
A couple of them college kids from an MTV beach party dropping to Iraq. They can see what being heroes really like.
Man, this is war. You don't want to have other people experience this.
You know the military can fuck up anything.
But one thing that ain't overrated, combat. You take rounds, you shoot back, starts blowing up, sensory overload.
They like train them to kill and not feel and move on to the next thing and just obey orders. You don't want to put other people through that, man. You shouldn't wish war on your worst enemy.
My dad, he was this psycho ex-Marine Vietnam vet.
What do you mean?
He won a Bronze Star. I wish I had his warrior skills.
So Bronze Star is awarded for like bravery, right?
Takes us to this porn shop so we can have a jack in the booth. Old Fruit tries to cruise me. I threw fucking brick through that fool's windshield. That was our father-son trip.
That's fucked. I've never heard of anyone's father doing that. I mean, that's a very selfish guy. That's your son, man. That's your kids.
Function in a void of indifference. I keep you and our daughter locked away, and I try not to look there. Doc, you think that's too harsh?
You think way too much.
I don't think a Marine can think too much. Fuck that.
My men are not carrying out that mission. This is a no-go.
I say again, Godfather requires an escort, 2 engineers.
Yeah, another guy who's turning his fucking bullshit ass request down. It's against division orders.
Hitman 3 is on it.
It's like Jurassic Park. Wayne Knight's character with the bottle of shaving cream. Fucking shit up.
What are they doing way the fuck out there?
Hitman, this is Hitman 3. We are proceeding accordingly, and the
Idiots, man. The guys that made the orders, not the Marine that just got his leg blown off.
Turn off here. I know a shortcut. It's on the map sheet.
Sir, let's take the road we know.
No, Sergeant. It's a goddamn order. I know this shortcut.
Oh my God. You gotta be shitting me.
Get into the back of Moreno's vehicle.
It's all right.
We need the...
You guys are telling me a lot of this is true to form from the accounts. To know people like this were...
Any word on why Encino Man sent them out on orders that Alpha Company refused?
This war has an official name now. Operation Iraqi Freedom.
I remember that. Didn't George Bush make a speech? Is this when he said mission accomplished on that aircraft carrier?
Seems no matter where we go as Marines, it's always some fucking shithole.
Well, see y'all.
It's been fucking real, man. It's been fucking real.
Stay frosty.
Stay frosty.
We're the military in the world and do what we do. Is there anything you want to ask me before you unhitch your wagon?
Captain America. Captain McGraw.
I wasn't there to see what happened, and I have conflicting reports. We're in a war zone, reporter, and I have to show them trust.
I've seen Band of Brothers, Pacific, war movies. Motherfuckers put in the same situations. I don't act that way. Fuck your excuses. I don't want to fucking hear it. There's too many Marines that act to the highest standard at all times to excuse the shit this fucking Encino Man, whatever the fuck they call them, was doing.
Something else I'm struggling with is the excitement I felt. Getting shot at. Just something I hadn't anticipated about war. Did you?
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's a thrill component to it. Any person that's fought, they tell you. Even some of the Marines on here, they enjoy killing. They enjoy being shot at. The dude that sat out there, like, I just want to see what it feel like.
I own these motherfuckers! Captain! Fucking kill you, man!
He wasn't even playing. He was using that as an excuse to get out his anger for everything else. Because that's just how guys play, like, sports. You gotta talk shit.
You're just like every other piece of shit in high school!
Maybe we shouldn't play football then.
Maybe not. I take it back. Maybe y'all should stick with, like, I wouldn't even recommend basketball. Y'all might need to play ping pong. All that pent-up aggression is coming out.
The priest told me it's not a sin to kill if you don't enjoy killing. My question is whether indifference is the same as enjoyment.
It's a good question.
Yo, check it, check it! This is the shit, my brothers! 2-1 Bravo Productions!
He edited the video while they're all there? Yeah, so they can all see it before they leave. What? That's dope.
A white horse.
All the same.
Isn't that fucking crazy? With all the shit I said and everything that's happened, the only people that died that we saw on the show were civilians and Saddam's army.
Are all trimming their wood.
He's probably like, I lived it, man. Even the good times isn't even a memory. It's just something that happened that we lived through.
Let him be whoever and be filthy still. Long written down.
All that destruction documented at the end of the day. That's what this is.
Multitudes are voices. It's Alpha. And the horse.
How'd they get permission to use all this artillery and the set design and all this shit? Who paid for all this? Where was this at?
And I heard a voice, and I looked, and behold, with him.
Generation Kill.
Festering on anti-Americans everywhere I go. I'm a grunt. I'm the dirty, nasty, stinky.
Is this real?
I'm a United States Marine. We look like soldiers, talk like sailors, slap the shit out of both of them.
You got the American society want to run to the fucking newsstands to see what fucking Jake Gyllenhaal did on Thursday afternoon. You know what I did Thursday afternoon? I picked his lifeless ass up body, put him on a stretcher, and put him off. Why don't that be in a motherfucking magazine?
Crazy how far social media and just time has come, because now that shit, it's on your timeline now.
There it is, folks. We're sitting here fighting for your freedoms. You got the right to say what you want. We got the right to punch you in your fucking mouth if we disagree.
What a way to end the show. based on the Iraq invasion, man, from the mouth of the Marines themselves. That, ladies and gentlemen, was the final episode of Generation Kill. The real losers here were the Iraqi civilians. I know a lot of Marines and servicemen in general, like, they get a lot of shit from people that are anti-war, wish stuff could be done without fighting and without engagement, and a lot of it can. A lot of it is needless. Crazy shit is their country called upon them. The Marines work for the United States. They aren't under anyone else but the US. And they told them to go here and do this. And they followed orders. Your beef needs to be with, if you disagree with the stuff that they did and that this is the way things are, your beefs can't be aligned at the soldiers. This show was a humanitarian crisis. Into the minds of the people that are fighting war, that go off to fight, that have to deal with other people who think differently than them. Like that mission where the dude got his leg blown off and his eye disfigured for a mission that Alpha rejected because it was against division rules. It shows why the Marines are frustrated as well. It just causes frustration for everyone. Everyone needs to save face. And if you want a career in the military, you have to play by the rule. You have to play ball. That's why when someone's really high or a major or a general or even Godfather's position, it's like, man, what did you do to get there? I think shows like this, more than anything, it isn't meant to critique anyone. It's just telling us that we need more oversight. It's not like you're fighting Nazis and they're on American soil and shit is just crazy, pushed to the brink of brutality. We're fighting in a foreign land. Half the people there don't even want you there, and you're there to protect them. So many of them are dying at their hand too. There's just a lesser of two evils, so they'll take you. Danger close everywhere, bombing innocent villages with just families, women, and school children. You know what's happened. You can't brush that off. You can't. You're not supposed to. And I think that's what the guy said, like, you're not supposed to kill, you're not supposed to enjoy it, and he didn't, but he's indifferent. What does that mean? Because you do shit in war and you're indifferent, does that mean you go to heaven? Does that mean what you're doing is right? It's just ripping the complexity of war and giving you an inside look. This show in my eyes is just as important as Band of Brothers in the Pacific. Just as important, and I can see why you guys wanted me to watch it. It's so much more relatable. I can speak to guys that were actually there if I wanted to or needed to, and get first-hand accounts. Some of them could still be serving to this day. Of course you're gonna have bad Marines. Of course you're gonna have bad Marines. You got bad teachers. You got bad priests. Abusive. It's all about what they're supposed to stand for. The same way I feel about the country, man. It's what it's supposed to stand for. There are people that are abusing it. There are people who will never get prosecuted or charged or in trouble for the things they've done, either because it was war or because of their status in this country. But that can't stop you from fighting a good fight. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Whether you're religious or not, or a realist, an idealist, however you want to classify yourself, that moral compass of right and wrong lives in all of us. And you know when you're doing something that's bad, you're gonna have to answer for it and you're gonna have to live with it. When I tell you there are so many Marines out there that we probably will never know their name or know what they look like, that did missions that were so important and saved so many lives, and civilians of countries I can't even pronounce, people I'll never see, names I can't pronounce, children that grew up to be adults with families of their own. Can't take that for granted, man. You can't. I talked a lot during the actual watching of the show. I just had a lot to say. And a lot of this recap isn't really on what happened in the show. It's just forcing dialogue. I feel like that was the point of a series like this. Wasn't anything that we didn't already know. We knew innocent people die. We know there's some fucked up Marines. We know there's some honorable ones. We know a lot of missions are gung-ho that don't need to happen, and a lot of them do. We just can't see it in the moment. Only shows that are written masterfully, come from a place of truth, deal with the bad parts of life. War, nothing good about it. There's nothing good about it. There's nothing good about war. It is a side effect of our existence. What I've taken mostly from everything I've seen as far as coexisting among others in war, about having each other's back on that battlefield with the higher ups. If you're injured, if you're rattled, like scared, you don't know what the fuck is going on, how is it not my job to be there for you? Brothers in arms. I mean, look at the way it ended. It had that frat feeling, or even just with your bros or best friends playing football, sitting down watching a tape of everything you went through. What does they say, 21 days? Crazy. This feels like I'm all over the place. This recap, I'm sorry. It's hard to put into words what I want to say. Feeling got across. Same with the show. The moments, It's what people decide to do. It's how people react. The feeling. To watch something like this, especially the last episode on Memorial Day, just makes me that much more grateful, man. It just makes me that much more reflective. Look how the series ended with the Marines saying, we did all this so you can talk about this, whether it's in support of them or against them. The fact that I have any insight on this is a naive take. The fact that I have any thoughts on this doesn't really matter. The fact that I can give my thoughts, that's what it's about. That's what he was saying. 200 and something years, I think he said the Marines have been around. Something doesn't last for 200 plus years and is soft and is weak. We all need help in some way, shape, or form. Nobody's perfect, but when all is said and done, you should help the person near you. You shouldn't hate people. We all have human instinct and emotion that we can't not act upon, or it's just a struggle to fight it. It doesn't make it hurt any less though, and make you hurt for the people that went through it. All right, I've been talking for about 15 minutes. I don't know how long this is going to be spliced into. Generation Kill. Up next, Generation War. You know, as draining as watching these shows are, it's so restorative for my soul. It's humanizing. Isn't being a human great? Isn't being imperfect and being able to reflect on our mistakes and call people out on theirs and be called out on ours, and to change and realize the way you were thinking or the way you acted, or because you were ignorant about something that you possibly could have been wrong, that you hated other people for no reason. I've never seen myself as someone that hated other races, religions. I was never a mean person growing up. And the fact that I can't say that about most other people, I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal. I just don't, people don't really express themselves or offer a level of vulnerability to them in any of the real parts of my life. You see it online and in TV shows. It's not really as direct and personal and real. I was trying to avoid the word real, but you know what? Real. Life is ups and downs. Good, bad, joy, pain, hurt, heal, hate, love. I wouldn't even say it's about a balance. You want to know what it's really about? Growing. Every day, all day, to your last breath. Being better than the person you were 2 days before, 2 hours before. Growing and never stopping. That is, without a doubt, what I think the point of life is. Because you never know what's going to take you. You never know where it's going to end up. With this YouTube channel, I just wanted to record reactions for a superhero show. Look what it's evolved into. Never in my life. Never in my life. So many great things and people and stories have come out of it. And experiences. Extremely grateful. I am so grateful for everything. Generation War is coming very, very soon, along with the war movies that aren't going to stop. Maybe other war shows that you recommend, limited series. If anything stood out to you in this series, or there was anything I might have missed, please tell me about it in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed watching my reaction. All I ask is that you leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. You can also vote on what I watch, see full-length reactions, and get early YouTube edits on my Patreon through the link in the description. You guys are the best. We are brothers. We are sisters. We're family, and you know it. That's it for me. Until next time, spread peace and love. I'm out.